Hello and welcome to the forum. Every week, we take no more than 15 minutes to discuss the 3 highest conviction ideas surfaced across the Smartkarma network, cutting through the noise and helping you zero in on what truly matters most. The live forum and Q&A session are exclusively available to Smartkarma Plus subscribers. You can always revisit previous episodes on this YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's dive into this week's ideas.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Smartkarma's weekly forum. The forum is a high-impact webinar that we host exclusively for Smartkarma Plus subscribers on a weekly basis. We use this as an opportunity to discuss some of the best, highest conviction ideas and insights surfaced across the Smartkarma network. A reminder, the forum is purely for informational purposes and does not constitute investment advice. It is the opinion not of Smartkarma, but that of our insight providers, and Chatham House rule applies, so please do not share this information on public forums without express permission. Every week, we try and bring 3 core ideas to you, typically a large cap, a small and mid cap, and a thematic. At the end of the week, we take video recordings of the forum and post them on our YouTube channel. You can head on over to YouTube and search for Smartkarma Plus Weekly Forum and subscribe. This will allow you to catch up on forums that you might have missed, could not attend in person due to prior conflicts, and it also allows you with something that you can share with friends. This week, we will look at 3 key ideas. The first one is Shakey's Pizza. This is a consumer company in Southeast Asia. Next, we will look at Taste Gourmet. This is an F&B operator in Hong Kong. And lastly, we will look at a core thematic, which is uranium. You can feel free to ask questions at any time using the Q&A button. I will try and answer them as we go along, or maybe towards the end. If you do not want to ask questions now, you can always post them as discussions on the Smartkarma platform. First things first, we will look at Shakey's. The ticker is Pizza space PM. As you can see, this is listed on the Philippines stock market. The market cap is $269 million, so this is a small cap. And this has been covered by Samir Taneja on the platform. Let's open up the insight so that we can take a look at it as we go along. Okay. Right. Okay, so first things first, what is Shakey's? So Shakey's operates a chain of full-service restaurants in the Philippines. It has #1 position in the market with 29% market share of the entire fast food market. It has an even higher market share for the pizza category. For those of you, who've followed Domino's, the stock for a while, you would know that Domino's has outperformed most tech companies, pretty much every other stock over the last 10 to 15 years. And Shakey's is poised to do something very, very similar here in Southeast Asia. What's going on here? So obviously the COVID years, the last 2 years were very bad for business, revenue declined. But during this time, Shakey's has expanded its presence into online delivery. It has also managed to cut out quite a lot of costs. And going forward, it has also hedged out pretty much all of its raw material costs. So going forward, we expect a very, very sharp V-shaped recovery in its top line. We see it, of course, hitting new highs and definitely reaching the pre-COVID levels very soon. The profit growth should be even faster because it's taken out fixed costs and it's moved quite a lot of its business to a delivery model. In addition to that, Shakey's has also gone and purchased a very interesting business called Potato Corner during the crisis at a very, very attractive valuation, which will lead to further growth on top. This is a very cheap stock at the moment. It's trading on about 12.9 times PE for this year and 10 times next year. That's a very, very deep discount to peers like Domino's and Jubilant, which are on about 40 times and 60 times. Shakey's also has really, really good shareholding. So Century Pacific, which is the largest food company in Philippines, is the largest shareholder, followed by Singapore's Sovereign Wealth Fund, GIC, followed by Gourmet, among the richest men in Philippines and also a great entrepreneur. So great pedigree, great business model, very, very well poised for the recovery, extremely cheap relative to peers, and potential to really outstrip growth as we go forward. I'll move on to the next idea. This is Taste Gourmet. The stock ticker is 8371 Hong Kong. This is a play on the reopening of the Hong Kong market. And just to clarify, when we say reopening, we're talking about a relaxation in some of the rules and restrictions that have been in place for the last couple of months. So this is a very, very small company. The market cap is $47 million. Now, what's Taste Gourmet? It's a classic F&B operator. It has 34 restaurants in Hong Kong, 4 in China. It's planning to add anywhere between 7 to 8 restaurants every year, a nice 20% CAGR going forward. Now, there are many restaurant companies. You know, why is it that we've picked such a tiny little market cap company here? It's because this company is just so well run. It's got much more superior margins relative to competitors, and it does that by very efficient running of the business. Also, the other reason why we like it compared to peers is because it's got nearly a third of its market cap in cash, which is a very good buffer. Even in tough times, the company pays quite a lot of dividends. Its payout ratio, in fact, is more than 60%, which means you're looking at a 7% dividend yield for this year and almost 11% for next year. So this is very much in the multi-bagger camp, but very good margin of safety as well with that strong balance sheet. So we're looking at 200 to 300% upside based on the analyst numbers. Finally, I'll move on to the last idea. This is a Uranium. And Uranium is an interesting idea. It plays into a nuclear renaissance, which is a core thematic on Smartkarma as well. As you can see from this chart, uranium prices have sort of gone back to the price levels we saw in March 2012, and that's quite important. So let's take a look. So ever since the invasion of Ukraine began, uranium prices are up about 44%, and overall uranium is trading close to a decade high. Why? Clearly, energy security is now a top priority for governments globally. The US and Europe are concerned about their vulnerabilities. They're thinking about how to diversify their energy resources. Clearly, gas and oil are not enough at the moment, and there is a very big drive now towards considering a restart of nuclear plants. Close to home in Asia as well, we've seen Japan pass a vote to restart nuclear. South Korea saw an election win recently where the prime candidate who won, their mandate was to build nuclear power capacity. So, and China has been building and growing its nuclear footprint for the last 5 years and will continue to for the next several. So North Asia has become pro-nuclear, and we're starting to see US and Europe also shift their stance now. Now, because prices of uranium were so depressed for the last decade, there has been no new production. So it's a very supply constrained commodity at a time when pretty much globally, all the major countries are starting to re-examine their position on nuclear energy. So there are a few good ETFs to play this. There is U-U, which is a play on uranium price. There's also URNM, which is a play on the uranium miners. Or you can just own the largest miner, which is Cameco directly. But all in all, there are very few ways to play this cleanly. And the ways that are available are starting to get a lot of traction. And with that, we're at the end of today's forum. If you have any last burning questions, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, you can post them on the platform as discussions. Okay, with that, we're going to call an end to today's forum. We'll speak to you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's it for this week. You can find more ideas like the ones we discussed today on demand on our YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification button. If you like these ideas, spread the word. Tell a fellow investor about Smartkarma Plus and follow us on social media. Just search for Smartkarma. And of course, don't forget to visit smartkarma.com for more independent, differentiated investment insights. Thanks for watching and see you next week.